Now, what I really don't like is trying to get the dimensions on the right view. So what you have to do is go to this layout thing and then click on this. So in all reality, I'm going to suggest doing this first. I'm going to try and show you why. You notice I already have a front view. So when I go and try and create this principal view, it adds another front view. I'm going to go, I can't even switch to my ISO view right now, so I'm just going to kind of rotate this around. The view I want is this side over here, and I can never remember which side that is. So I'm going to cancel this and go to view, go over here. If I pick left, that's the back side. So if I go over here and I click right, that's the opposite side. And that's the side I want a dimension on. Wait a minute. Let's go to the ISO view. Yeah, I might be inclined to do the right so I can see this edge of where if I look on the other side, it's going to be a hidden line. So I'm going to do the right view. That's going to be this one here, okay? So when I go back to the functional tolerancing, view layout, and I click on this, I don't want the front, but it defaults it there. It gives it to me whether I ask for it or not. So I'm going to try and add the right and say okay. So what I'm saying is if you just go to this in the first place, you'll get the front and right, and then you can work from there. So I will double click this. Sorry. I'm going to click on the right and go to annotation, and I'm going to put a datum. Oh, okay, so it's under front right now. If I go to put a datum on and I grab this face as datum C, see it's smashed up to the screen, okay? Because I need datum C to be over here on this view on the right view. And I currently have the front view active, so it doesn't work. So I'm going to cancel that and I'm going to try and double click on that right view to get it underlined. So doesn't that seem like that's how the part body thing should work? Just double clicking on it. Anyways, I made the right view underlined, and then I go to datum C and I pick on this face and say okay. So when I go to view and hit the right view, you see datum C looks good on that side. And then I could add under annotation, add a single dimension, and I'll just grab that top line. And then it's not there until you click a location, and then it leaves it anywhere where it's at. Anyways, you just got to click to get it to create. And then we go to properties, and I got to find that value tab again to numdink this. Select OK. Now when I go to the ISO view, I'm not a huge fan of this. I should be able to like double click on view and see all the dimensions, and I don't. They're all there. If I double click the front view, why isn't that coming up? I double clicked this up here and to get my front view active to show me those. Go back to my ISO view, fit all in. This is what starts driving me nuts when you start putting on the GD&T, and that's why it's nice when it's doing all that crazy stuff. Again, when I do this fit all in, if it's doing that, it's nice to be able to fall back on that camera and look at my engineering ISO view, and then immediately close that off so it doesn't resave that. Okay, sometimes this doesn't show up. Datum C doesn't show up when I'm rotating it around, and you just have to pull them out of hide. Anyways, this is called functional tolerance and annotation, or model-based definition. Instead of doing a drawing and creating drafting views, everything's just laid out on the actual part itself.